All right, 828, Doc's in from the Bryant Wellness Institutes of Acadiana, and we're talking joint pain and arthritis and how to get through it.
Yeah, and we've been talking about our workshop that we're going to have tomorrow night at 7 at the Hilton Garden Inn called Extinguishing the Fire in Your Joints. It's all about natural solutions, drug-free solutions to arthritis and how to put yourself on the right pathway now so that you don't end up with joint replacements or walkers and wheelchairs and those kind of things down the road. And so I think we do have a few seats left. I know it was filling up real quickly last week. So if anybody does want to register, I wouldn't wait till the end of the show. It's 837-7174 if you want to register now. I think we have 4 or 5 seats left. So
you're going to tell people how to what?
We're going to show you, in a nutshell, we're going to show you, first of all, what may have caused your arthritis and your joint dysfunction. And then the main gist of the show is now what? Okay, so people have a tendency to think, I have arthritis. I'm just doomed to suffer with it. It's going to get worse over time, and there's nothing that I can do except take this Advil. But
because it's quite painful, isn't it?
It is. And the thing is, arthritis is a deteriorating condition. I mean, it's going to be worse next month than it is this month. Mm-hmm. It's going to be worse in 3 months than it was that month. Mm-hmm. And so the main thing I want people to know is there are steps that we can take to slow down the progression of this joint pain and deterioration that you're suffering with. Things can be done. There are some fantastic new things that you can, number one, do at home. And number two, that we can do some new technologies that are available that can make a tremendous difference in slowing down, stopping, and reversing your joint dysfunction and pain. And so most of these technologies people don't even know that are out there. Over the last couple of years, there has been some amazing new technological advances and things that you can do in order to help. So don't think that it's just doomed and it's never going to get better. And now that you have arthritis, you just have to wait for it to get worse and need a joint replacement. It doesn't really work that way.
What's that phone number again?
It's 837-7174.
Where's it going to be held, if I might ask?
It's going to be at the Hilton Garden across from the Cajun Dome at 7 tomorrow night.
Cool.
So tip number 2 that I have for you is a new study for mild to moderate arthritis showed that those who participated in a simple home stretching regimen after 12 weeks had a tremendous improvement in flexibility, balance, and a significant reduction in pain. Like some of their pain reduced by 30 to 40%.
By doing?
Stretching. Home stretching regimen. Because here's the problem. People that have arthritis, if you've ever seen somebody walking around that suffers with arthritis, they purposely don't bend or move very much. In other words, they're real stiff. When they turn their body, they don't turn their...
Because of the pain?
Yeah, because of the pain, so they don't bend their knees very far. They don't take their hips to a very, to its normal range of motion.
Forgive me for all these questions, but I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
So when they don't move a certain way, is it because the joints don't work and move that way anymore most of the time, or is it simply because there's pain and they stop?
Probably most people feel the pain and they stop.
Okay, so this hurts. I'm not going to go any farther.
Exactly.
Okay.
But this new study showed that if we can put that person, get them bending and flexing and moving by a home stretching regimen, their pain can be significantly 30 to 40% sometimes less pain and more mobility, and it delays and sometimes even prevents joint replacement surgery for years if we can just get them to bring those joints through their full range of motion. Not in a real painful way, but just a good, gentle home stretching regimen. So again, the key to this is how much stretching do they do, which stretches do they do, and how to do them. So folks need to be real careful here, because if they do them wrong, they could actually make themselves worse. So I'm not talking about doing some, home insanity program or some Taibo or something. I'm talking about some real gentle little flexing and stretching. And I'm going to go over that program tomorrow night at the Hilton. I'm going to give you some handouts on it and go into it in much more detail. So don't just go in there and start stretching and flexing those joints. You know, you could make yourself worse. But if you do it in the right way and you're real gentle and real soft and you maintain the flexibility in your joints, it will make a tremendous difference. So stretching and flexibility is a good thing if you have arthritis, but people have a tendency, because they have arthritis, to move their joints less. You know, they move real stiff and they don't.
Mainly because of pain.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably mainly because of pain.
Hey, these stretches, you do them alone, or do you? Can you explore the use of someone else to help you?
No, you can do them by yourself. I mean, they can even be done in your chair. You know, they're not real major. That's what I'm saying. I mean, these are not something like you would need help, or these are real simple little things. That
what if you just want to be touched by someone? Can you?
Yeah,
that's a whole other show.
I can. Yeah. I can even give them a doctor's note that they have to have a partner in order to do these.
A little coupon. I'm going to use my coupon tonight, honey.
Okay. Exactly. So tip number 3 is a new study showing a link between foot balance and knee arthritis. And this is something that people don't even realize is going on. So
foot balance.
Yeah. So in other words, either a normal arch, a collapsed arch, a rolled out foot, some sort of a foot problem associated with knee arthritis. And
wait a minute. I'm so ignorant when it comes to all this stuff. How do you know, if, for the lack of a better way of putting it, how do you know your foot is out of line?
Well, that's where we just examine it. I mean, we have different ways that we can examine, and we can do some imaging on it that'll show.
So I can't just look at my foot.
In some cases you can. You know, you can always look at your feet and see if one of your arches is flatter than the other. You can look at your shoe wear and see if your heels wear out on the outside rim before the inside rim.
Really?
All of those are indications if your shoes are wearing out uneven.
Just like a tire alignment, I guess.
Exactly right. That's an indication that your foot may be out of balance. And, you know, I've been talking about this for years, but this is another one of those cases of something that somebody did a study on it and proved it, and now they're the smart ones, and I've been saying this foot balance thing is important for a long time. But there's a direct relationship in the balance of your arches in your feet and the alignment of your knees. Think about this. Your knee is just a simple hinge joint, just like the hinge on this door right here. And so if that hinge is not lined up from the bottom bone and the top bone is not in proper alignment, that hinge is going to wear out early. A hinge has to be in proper alignment in order to function correctly. So if you have a collapsed arch or a flat foot, it will throw your knee into a bow, which is going to throw that hinge out of alignment. So if you just take your foot, if you stand up on your feet and you roll one of your foot out like you would have sprained your ankle, say you just roll it out a little bit, you can feel the binding that it puts on your knee. Yeah. So if you have a collapsed arch, it will show this, and this will cause it to wear out early. So the relationship between your knees, your feet, your pelvis, and your hips are closely related and must be in balance. Now, I have a digital scanner in my office. It's a piece of glass with a scanner underneath it, and the patient can take their socks and shoes off and stand on this piece of glass, and there's a scanner under there that will scan the weight distribution of their arches. And then it will colorize that picture and give us a printout of where the weight distribution in the bottom of their feet are. And we can see if they have a collapsed or a fallen arch. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's quite.
Have you ever had that done?
Mm-mm.
It is quite a piece of equipment, and most people don't even know that there are 3 arches to your foot. Everybody thinks it's just they have that
the
inside
one big
arch.
one.
Yeah, but there's also one on the outside and one across the arch of your toes or the ball of your foot. So you have 3 arches to your foot.
Wait a minute, you got me. I got to look at my foot. Hold on. What? Say that again?
Yeah. So there's 3 arches to your foot. There's the one in the middle that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
But there's also one directly across that on the outside of your foot. There's an arch there. And then there's an arch that goes across the middle of your foot at the ball. And most people don't. Underneath. Yeah. Most people don't realize that, but your foot has 3
you got
arches.
all 3 of them?
I hope so.
And so scanning your feet with this digital scanner is one way that will tell us if all 3 of these arches, and we see most people have a collapsed lateral arch, meaning on the outside of their foot. And that's why you'll get this uneven shoe wear on the outside. And I see this on a lot of men's work boots. You know, if you look at their work boots, the whole outside of their heel is worn down to nothing, and the inside's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That is a collapsed arch problem. So we can now take the stress off of the knees by better supporting the arches in the feet. And I've seen this eliminate knee pain in a lot of patients that thought they just had arthritis or thought they had, quote, bone on bone in their knee. Well, the reason that they were getting bone on bone is because that was pinched on that side because their arch was rolling out, you see? So
it seems like such a simple solution.
It is, yeah.
Wow.
And
does shoe wear, I guess that's what you call it, shoe wear, does that matter?
It does.
The type of shoes, shoe wear.
The shoes that you wear.
The shoes that, I don't know how to ask it, but do shoes matter? The type of and style of shoe.
Yes, absolutely. And the worst ones are the ones that are just flat, where your foot goes. You know, there's no arch to them. There's no support
like a
at all.
flip-flop.
Yeah.
Like what I'm wearing right now.
Right. Exactly. Worst thing. Now, the ones that are, the flip-flops that are have a little foam, like a little cushiony, those are okay because your foot can kind of make a little bit of its own arch.
Got it.
The very worst ones are the ones with just a thin piece of leather
like
at the bottom.
the ones I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
Hold up your foot.
Yeah. Let's see what you got going.
No, I can't put my foot up that high.
You can't stretch. You
but I
need
can
some
show you the
stretching
shoe.
exercises.
Yeah, pretty much like that.
my God.
Like that.
Look how worn that is.
You know what?
No, wait. Pull that back up here. I want to see something. I don't want to touch it. Just hold it up. I want to look at something.
You don't want to smell it either.
What?
Now look at the sole. Turn it the other way. Look
Like
at
this?
the heel. Yes.
The heel.
Now look at your look at your shoe wear. Look at the inside of your heel wear.
Look at that.
And then look at the outside of the sole. Turn it all the way over.
Okay, like this?
Now look at the outside tread. You see the tread at the heel?
Oh, I see.
On the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
Look at there's a smooth spot,
Yeah.
and it's not even with the outside spot. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he probably has some collapsing
He
of...
probably does.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Among other things.
That's not the only thing
Add
that
that to the list.
you took the words right out of my mouth.
But, you know, this is a perfect example we were talking about where people just don't even know this is going on.
Yeah.
It is not enough to tell a patient, you have mild arthritis in your knees, so take this Advil and come back when you need a surgery and I'll replace them.
Oh.
You know, and that's what people get. It's like they don't ever get a solution. They just are told, well, listen, you have arthritis. It's not that bad right now. I'll see you in a few years.
And the destruction continues to happen if all you're doing is
Absolutely.
hiding the pain.
So the big point with my workshop is that things can be done now so that you don't end up with artificial knees
Save me a seat.
years down the road. Yeah. So, you know, we can fix the underlying causes of arthritis. And this is just one example. I've got some fantastic info for the people at the workshop. For those that are coming to the workshop, we're going to show them a system and show them all about it, how it works, the breakthroughs that are out there. So it's going to be really, really good. And even if you haven't been told you have arthritis, if you just have joint pain, you'll want to take action to come. And before you leave there, you'll know what probably is causing your joint pain and dysfunction. Because just like the tires on your car, if they're out of alignment, out of balance, they're going to wear out quicker. If your joints are already starting to hurt you or you feel like you have joint dysfunction, this is something that you want to take care of now. All right, so it's going to be fantastic. So I want to invite everyone that has joint problems, come see the program. It's going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn across from the Cajun Dome tomorrow night at 7. You can call and register. It is 837-7174. If you want to bring a friend with you, you can, but I'm not sure how many seats we have left, so you want to call right away. I know it was filling up quickly. It's 837-7174, and we will hold you guys a spot. Now, listen, if you get anytime you call my office, if you get the answering machine, my voice on the answering machine, that means that all 4 of our phone lines are full. If you leave a message on the machine, that means we will make a spot for you. So you'll never be able to just leave a message, leave your name and phone number, and that you want to come to the workshop, and then your spot gets cut because we were talking to somebody else. If you leave a message, we will reserve you a spot. So don't worry. Just leave your name and number, and as soon as they get off the phone, they'll call you right back, right? So I look forward to seeing everybody there. We're going to start something new next week. So, thank you guys. This has been really great for arthritis. We've had such a huge interest in this arthritis program. So March was our Arthritis Awareness Month. The name of the workshop is going to be Extinguishing the Fire in Your Joints.
All right, and the show that you just heard with Dr. Kevin Wellness, all of our Wellness Wednesdays are on our website at 999ktdy.com. However, you guys have a Facebook page.
We do, at the Bryant Wellness Institutes.
All right, Doc, good to see you.
Thank you.
Wellness Wednesday on KTDY.